This is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a really long time and make a video on, but I've just never really gotten around to it, or I've always just kind of put it off. But something happened that made me just really want to sit down and make a video on this. And that, of course, was the announcement of the new free Games with Gold for July 2018 announced by Microsoft. This month, like most other months before it, it's just absolute garbage. There's nothing really there for me whatsoever. But anyway, I went to go click on the tweet to go see what the games were, and a lot of people are pissed off with this. But on the other hand, you had a lot of people saying that it wasn't a big deal that the games are trash because the games are free, so you can't really complain. I mean, really? Is that the reality of the situation? No, it's not, and you'd be stupid to believe otherwise. Nothing about these games are free. Let's make that clear first and foremost. These games are included in the price of your subscription. Trust me, Microsoft and Sony are not giving away games out of the kindness of their hearts. These are calculated business decisions. So in response to the initial announcement tweet or whatever where they actually revealed the games, I basically replied and said, remember, these games are not free. They are included in the price of your subscription to make you think that paying for multiplayer is somehow justifiable in 2018. I thought this was a pretty reasonable assessment of this entire free game situation and the greater paid online issue as well, if I do say so myself. But I want to make something clear right off the bat here. This is not specifically about Microsoft. This is not specifically about the Xbox One. This is about the PlayStation with PlayStation Plus and the soon-to-be Nintendo Switch online service as well. The platform doesn't change the fact that you are paying for online multiplayer and that these so-called free games, like I said before, you are paying for indirectly through your subscription are only there to make you want to subscribe to the multiplayer services and to justify you being required to pay to have access to a feature that is 100% free on Steam and PC in general. Hell, even Xbox Live multiplayer and party chat is free to any PC owner, a clear double standard. So like I said before, this is not just about Xbox, it's about console gaming as a whole. This is an antiquated practice of business and it should not exist anymore. Charging a membership fee to access multiplayer has absolutely no benefit whatsoever to gamers regardless of platform. Steam is the platform that comes to mind when you really think about PC gaming. It's by far the go-to place for 90% of your PC gaming needs for most people out there. It has a pretty decent online infrastructure. I think it's pretty good in my opinion. I've never really had issues with it, but it's got a friends list, messaging, party chat, game gifting, cloud saves. You get the point. Almost anything you can think of that's offered on these so-called premium console gaming services that charge a monthly or yearly membership fee. Now, how much does it cost a PC gamer to use these features? Do you have to pay a monthly recurring fee to access this? No, Steam gives everyone access to these features for free. Simply make a Steam account and you have access to everything the service has to offer. A complete polar opposite of the so-called console experience found on Xbox One, PS4, and soon to be the Nintendo Switch. Steam is a much larger service than even Xbox Live and PlayStation Network combined. In 2015, Valve stated that there were over 125 million active Steam accounts, and that number has undoubtedly grown in the past 3 years, but that is the latest statistic we have to go off of. So why is it that Steam can afford to host so many players and offer them the exact same network functionality free of charge when Microsoft and Sony both charge upwards of $60 a year minimum just to access the online portion of a game you already went out and bought? The answer is nothing more than greed. Microsoft started this trend with Xbox Live on the original Xbox and continued it with the Xbox 360 and Xbox One naturally. PlayStation 3 had free online, but when PS4 rolled around, Sony realized that they too could make some extra money and charge $60 a year for a feature that was free before. Even Nintendo is now jumping on board with this. Previously, every Nintendo console has had a free online network of sorts, but with the success of the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo is thinking with their wallet and now are implementing an online service that literally adds nothing to the already existing online functionality of the Nintendo Switch, but instead locks that same functionality that we've been using previously for over a year behind a $20 a year paywall. These corporations know that once a customer already has their product in their home, they are 9 times out of 10 going to either want to play online or at least talk with their friends. So they are much more likely to just go ahead and pay the $60 a year. And in doing so, not only are the console manufacturers now making money off the sale of the console, they're also making money off a subscription that almost costs them absolutely nothing and literally does nothing more than unlocks an artificial barrier keeping you from playing online on the game you already bought, knowing it had that online functionality, and then of course making money off the sale of every game sold, including the one that they are restricting online access to. So you see why they do it. It makes them a lot of money, and that's just the end of the story. It's not to provide value, it's not to provide customer experience, it is to make money. So the more you look into this topic, you actually see a lot of people actually trying to justify this practice for whatever reason. I will never personally understand it. It's anti-consumer and pro-corporation, and it's just pathetic to say the least, but it's just absolutely mind-blowing to me. Why are you going to defend being forced to pay a subscription fee simply to play the online portion of a game you already went out and paid for? It makes no sense no matter how you look at it. The first major excuse people throw out is that Microsoft, Sony, and soon-to-be Nintendo offer a robust and premium online experience packed full of features that cost a ton of money to provide, so they need to charge a subscription fee in order to stay in business. This is absolutely ridiculous. As shown with Steam, they provide all those features free of charge to a larger user base with no issue whatsoever. Going back to the tweet I mentioned earlier, someone actually responded and said, "You pay for the services as well." To which I responded, "What services? Microsoft does not host the servers for any game except their own. Voice chat and multiplayer is 100% free on Steam. You can even change your name for free. Xbox Live Gold is also free on PC. So why does it cost money on console?" There is no justification, and that kind of shut him up real quick. And that's just the God's honest truth here, okay? Microsoft does not host any servers for online games other than their own first-party ones. The online infrastructure for multiplayer of 99% of the games on console is provided by the developers themselves and already exist, ready to be used with or without an Xbox Live Gold or PS Plus subscription. The only services provided by Microsoft and Sony are the basic social media functionalities in the form of a friends list, messaging, party chat, the store page, and everything like that. Something that is 100% free on Steam and 100% free on Xbox Live if you happen to be playing on PC. Only console gamers are forced to pay the unnecessary price just to access the online component of something they already paid for. Another excuse I've heard, which is downright pathetic and is just pure damage control at this point, is that Xbox Live and PS Plus are superior services to Steam and offer greater stability overall. Someone else actually responded to my tweet claiming to have worked in the Xbox Live Services department at Microsoft. He basically said that the subscription fee was necessary to, quote, stabilize and secure their services with the money from subscribers. So taking his word for it, I simply asked, so then why does Steam do just as good a job for free? He responded with, simple answer, and I say that with many friends at Valve, sure you do. It doesn't. They don't have near the level of actual human monitoring of their service, end quote. So I guess that's somewhat of a valid point, but I still wanted to know more, so I simply asked. And that human monitoring is good for what exactly? Most developers have their own servers for their games. Microsoft acts as a gatekeeper, restricting access unless you pay them for entry. I thought that was a pretty solid rebuttal, and he obviously thought so too, because after that he said, got it, you just want to whine and not have a real conversation. We're done here. And it gets better from here. He then goes out of his way to go to my profile, finds a tweet where I mentioned I was going to make a video on this very same topic, and he responded saying, "You mean a hit piece? So glad I'm blocking such a useless idiot." So obviously I hit a nerve with my logical argument that made him resort to name calling and blocking me for no apparent reason. I guess it's like they say, the truth hurts. So do I actually think this guy worked for Microsoft? Probably not. And if he did, I could see why he got fired or no longer works there if this is how he reacts on Twitter. But taking a look at his profile, you can see where his loyalties lie. So really, if you think about it, what does Microsoft and Sony offer you on either Xbox or PlayStation in your Gold or Plus subscription that is unique to that platform and you can't get anywhere else in terms of multiplayer functionality compared to a free service like Steam, Origin, you name it. So it just, there's nothing there. There's nothing that makes this the superior service or whatever people try to claim it as. So it's a bunch of nonsense. You are really getting nothing when you compare those free services. It is a completely unnecessary expense solely there to prop up Microsoft and Sony's profit margin. Nothing more. So the third and final point of damage control I want to touch on is this whole notion that the free games with Gold and PS Plus, as well as the discounts you receive on both PSN and Xbox's digital stores, is more than enough to justify having to pay for online multiplayer. I'm going to be honest here, I kind of laughed when I heard that whole discount as being a perk of membership, but whatever. To each their own. I guess there's people out there that actually think that the discount they get on the PlayStation Network store or the Xbox Live store is more than worth the price of their membership. I don't whatsoever. So I'm not saying that this may not hold true for a lot of people out there, but I guarantee you the vast majority of people, including myself, would much rather prefer to have a free multiplayer and lose these so-called perks of membership, okay? This claim that Microsoft and Sony are somehow giving us some sort of benefit by discounting games on their own store for their paid members is absolutely ridiculous, okay? Even when a game is heavily discounted, Microsoft and Sony are still making a royalty or percentage off of each game sold, meaning they are making money, more money in a lot of cases, because a deeply discounted game that's been out for a while that may have died down in sales will suddenly see a spike in sales, benefiting both the developer and company whose digital store it's on when it is heavily discounted. Let's get back to our favorite example here, the Steam sale. Okay, they are completely open to the public, no membership required, and the deals on Steam are much better than anything you will ever find on console. Period. That's just the way it is, and Valve keeps it open to the public because every time they sell a game in a sale, both Valve and the publisher or developer is making money off of each and every sale of that game. This is not some favor they're doing us as a loyal customer. It's a calculated business decision to drive up earnings, nothing more. Disguising it or believing it to be a perk of membership is misguided, to say the least. Now let's get to the very thing that sparked my interest to make this video. The so-called free games given out to subscribers of these online services. First off, if you honestly think these games are a gift from Sony and Microsoft, you are beyond naive. The sole reason they offer these games is to keep people from talking about the exact same thing we're talking about right now. They are simply doing it to sweeten the pot, to make the subscription look more enticing, and to attract more customers. That is it. This is not done out of the goodness of their hearts. It is solely done to make more money. The idea is to make you think that these games are a gift. Just look at the choice of words. Quote, games with gold, meaning you get a game in addition to gold. Or PlayStation Plus free games lineup, meaning they're free and not really included in the membership. This is just to make you think that these games are not part of the membership fee you pay every month or on a yearly basis. It's to trick you so that when they give you a bad game or bad games, they hope people will think, oh, well, you can't really complain about it if it's free, exactly what people do month after month. But at the same time, say they have a really good month where they give away one or two really quality games, it keeps people subscribed to the service in anticipation of another month like the one that just happened, where let's say 2 AAA games were given away. This keeps people wanting to stay subscribed with the hopes that they will get more games of that caliber, when in reality the next couple months will probably just be a bunch of junk indies. The way you should look at this is when you buy Xbox Live, each month you get 4 games playable on Xbox One. And when you buy PlayStation Plus, you get at least 2 games for the PS4 each month. You expect these games because it's part of the service you are being sold. They are not something completely unrelated that Sony and Microsoft decide to give away as a thank you to their customers. It is a way to keep people subscribed and pays off for them in the long run. So it's absolutely ridiculous to think that these games are free. You are paying for them through your subscription. There is nothing in this world that is free, okay? There is always someone who has to pay. That is present in every aspect of life, and in this case, you're paying through your subscription. And as soon as you lose access to Xbox Live Gold, say you don't renew your membership, you cannot play those games. They are not free. They are linked to a membership that you pay for. And by definition, that means they are not free. And even to download the games initially, in the case of the Xbox 360 games, because I know those games actually are playable even if your Xbox Live Gold expires, you still had to have a membership in order to get those games. So therefore, they're not free. They are included in the price, and it is stupid to suggest otherwise. And my whole argument to these people that push this notion that somehow getting these free games every single month is more than compensating for having to pay a subscription fee for something as basic as online multiplayer is that if this deal is so great, it's so outstanding, you're getting such a fantastic value for your money, why does Sony and Microsoft not just sell PS Plus and Xbox Live Gold as a $60 a year service where you get a set number of games each month and online multiplayer becomes free for everyone? That's because it's not a great deal when you really look at what games you're getting, and then you compare to what the vast majority of Xbox One and PS4 players are actually playing. PS Plus and Xbox Live would probably lose over 90% of their subscribers if online was made free and you had the option to subscribe to a monthly service like that. The games they have been giving away recently are crap. Nobody really wants them except a very small select few. So I understand. A few of you out there are probably thinking, yeah, PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live, they give me so many great games that I love and it's a fantastic value for me, so I don't mind paying the extra fee in order to play online because I'm getting all these games in addition to that, and that's fine. But guess what? The vast majority of gamers out there, including myself, would prefer not to have to subscribe to a service that really offers no additional value to us. And it just blows my mind that people are against you having the option to subscribe to a service or not. And that's just what's crazy. You shouldn't be attacking people who don't want to pay for online. If you think it's a good value, push for it to be a standalone service, and nothing will change. You'll probably actually get better games, in all honesty. I mean, look at PlayStation 3's PS Plus and compare it to the games you get on PS4. It is night and day difference. But anyway, you should never want people to have less options. Options are always good. You are only encouraging a company to continue to just take money from more and more people for no apparent reason, and that's just wrong. You shouldn't take that stance. It is obvious at this point. This system is only in place because of one thing: money. It is not to provide this so-called superior online experience, and it's not to give gamers value. At the end of the day, having to pay for a simple feature like online multiplayer sucks, and sadly it will probably not change anytime soon just because of how much money both Sony and Microsoft are making at this point by simply restricting your access to servers paid for and maintained by someone else on a game you already went out and paid money for. Anyone at this point who's out there trying to defend a multi-billion-dollar corporation forcing you to pay to play online, a feature that is free elsewhere, just because you happen to own a console instead of a PC, is anti-consumer and anti-gamer. End of story. You may perceive the subscription as something worth the investment or something that offers value, but you should want there to be an option because it's better for the consumer versus the corporation. Now, this is not something that should be turned into the console war nonsense like, oh, PSN is better because you don't need PS Plus for party chat and free-to-play games like you do on Xbox. That has nothing to do with it whatsoever. What you should take away from this video is that paying for online, regardless of platform, is an antiquated and archaic business practice that is bad for the consumer and should not be defended. Hopefully things will change and multiplayer becomes free on both future PlayStation and Xbox platforms, but I'm not going to hold my breath for that. This is just too big and too many people are willing to pay the $60 a year just for nothing, really, if you actually look at what you're getting. And Microsoft and Sony are not going to be in a rush to give up that extra money anytime soon. I don't think anybody would. But let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section below. Do you think console manufacturers should restrict gamers' ability to play online games that they already went out and bought? Or do you think the services are enough to justify the asking price in terms of the $60 a year for PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live and the soon-to-be $20 a year for the Nintendo Switch Online? I am very interested to see the response on this topic and just kind of gauge the whole gaming community in terms of the people at least who watch my video. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this, definitely share it out, spread the word. We should definitely not be paying for online in 2018. Like I said, it's an old archaic practice that needs to die at this point. point, but I would really appreciate it. Share it out on social media if you would be so kind. Also, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, consider subscribing to my channel for future videos like this one, and click the bell for notifications so you are notified every single time I upload a new video. Also, follow me on Twitter at Griffin_gaming, or click the link in the description below. That is by far the best place to interact with me, and if you followed me on Twitter, you probably knew this video was coming, and you got my thoughts and initial reaction on this almost immediately. So that is by far the best place to talk to me, ask me a question, show me something, whatever. You can send me a message. I will try my best to get back to you, and I will be 100 times more likely to actually see it there versus the YouTube comment section. So yeah, follow me on Twitter at Griffin_gaming, or click the link in the description below. Like I said before, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.